And I had noticed that people would say, oh, well, you should be grateful that you have this meal because there are kids in another country who are starving, who would die for this meal, right? So that's a reason that I'm told to be grateful. It has to come from within.
For the stars, 'cause we're aiming high.
It has to come from within.
All right, hello, welcome back. Right now we're going to be discussing gratitude and how effective it is at actually manifesting what it is that you want. Obviously right up front, it's not like I'm the most grateful person ever or that I'm not grateful. It's just that I don't really think about it too much. I either like or love something and I'm glad I have it, or I'm just not really conscious always of when or how I express gratitude or appreciation, but I know that I'm always pretty appreciative of the things I have. I kind of lean towards that Stoic philosophy where it's like wanting what you have and then, building and being able to do the work based on having that mindset. So it's something that you hear a lot where they say an attitude of gratitude will bring you, more of what you want. So when you begin to be grateful and focus on the things you're grateful for, then all of a sudden things start to just, spiral into a good place for you. The universe can begin to manifest what it is that you want. I think there's just so many people who've discussed that, the law of attraction and all that stuff. I don't really want to discuss anything, I guess, that simple, unless I was relating it to something a little bit more complex. But I was asked about, how effective is gratitude, and people were talking to me about that. And one thing that I do have on the subject is a pretty unique take. So one thing I got tired of was people are like, and I had noticed that people would say, oh, well, you should be grateful that you have this meal because there are kids in another country who are starving, who would die for this meal, right? So that's a reason that I'm told to be grateful. I kind of thought about it and I'm like, it doesn't really make any sense. It's not that you shouldn't be grateful, and it's not that you don't have empathy for the person who's starving and who really needs that meal, and how, easy it is for me to have access to it. So it's not that, you're not grateful for the meal. It's that you're grateful for the wrong reason. You're grateful because somebody else doesn't have and you have. That's where I draw the line. And I started realizing, I came up with a rule in my head, about I think a few years ago now, where I say that I am not going to be grateful for anything that's not infinite. So the reason to be grateful for the potatoes on my plate is that, you can plant more potatoes and they can grow basically infinitely, barring, the soil becoming crap and us not being able to grow them or whatever. But theoretically, nature just continues to produce and produce and produce. And, for every fruit, that apple that I have, I'm grateful for it because it's an infinite supply. We could plant more apple trees, we could grow more apples, and we could constantly have this thing for free infinitely. So yeah, that's what I decided that I would be grateful for. And I think that you got to be careful when you're grateful for things that are finite. And if you really are attracting the things that you want by being grateful, by expressing gratitude, then to express gratitude for things that are finite, I guess would tell the universe to bring you more of things that are finite. It's almost like saying, I'm grateful that this meal is scarce and that other people in another country, have a hard time getting it, and that's why I'm grateful. When it's like, no, I'm grateful because this meal is plentiful. If it wasn't, then why would we be grateful? We're grateful because things are infinite. So, you can be grateful for somebody's love because it pretty much has no end, right? You can be grateful for the fact that we can reproduce as humans because you can always make another baby. You can always continue to create and to pass on your genetic structure and, to bring forth life into this world. So that's something to be grateful for. Water, it's everywhere. You know, we can be grateful that there's just an insane supply of water. The entire United States is pretty much surrounded by water. So those are things that I think you should be grateful for. That's my unique take, is don't be grateful for things that are finite. Switch that in your head, begin to be grateful for things that are infinite, and so you can attract more of infinite things to you. So that's my little take on it. I really don't care to spend too much time on the subject. I think you don't really have to focus on being grateful. Every once in a while you have a conscious moment where you're like, damn, I'm so thankful for that. And you know, those are great moments. I don't think you should have to force it. You shouldn't have to force gratitude. And everybody sort of expresses gratitude in their own way. That's it. You know, I think that it does have efficacy. It does have its place. It is effective, but outside of that, it's one of many things that we need to focus on. It may be a big simplistic truth. It may be definitely something that is very effective. I see no reason not to integrate it into your lifestyle. But I think we're all just naturally grateful for things. And like I said, if you switch your attitude and you start to see it, start to see that you're actually grateful for what has infinitely been given to you. The infinite supply of energy that I have, and water that I have to drink, and food that I have to eat, and the fact that it continues to grow, and the fact that the sun shines every day. Like, this is an infinite thing. It just keeps going on and on and on. So, you know, I would just be grateful for that. So please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. There'll be more astrological content, more of my own personal philosophies and takes on these things based on what I learned through my studies with astrology, philosophy, and the occult. So let's just let's keep it going. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.